Okay, hello and welcome everybody. For those people who don't know me, my name's Paul Singleton and I'm a Senior Purchasing Advisor for SEQ BAS. I'd like to point out the government's commitment to zero harm at work. We'd like all contractors and everybody to have a good understanding that we expect zero harm and would like to portray that across all sectors of government. What we're here today to do is look at the invitation to offer for unplanned maintenance and minor upgrade services and have industry engagement. To provide information and guidance on the upcoming government tender for maintenance services in South East Queensland. This will cover unplanned maintenance, responsive maintenance, minor upgrade or planned works, both in the housing and also in the traditional client fields. To provide an opportunity for existing and potential contractors to ask questions and to provide some feedback on the tender information. What is BAS? Is part of the agenda. We'll give you some background to the ITO objectives or the invitation to offer objectives, the scopes, next steps and useful information as well. Key drivers to this is in supporting regional development and reducing red tape, better services for Queenslanders, all Queenslanders, and to deliver value for money. What is Building and Asset Services? A division of the Department of Housing and Public Works. BAS procures the delivery of building construction and maintenance for government departments and statutory bodies, seeking to effectively deliver programs of work and optimise value for money outcomes. Background of the invitation. In the past, we resourced about 75% of our work to the industry. Now we're looking at going towards 90% and greater in the future. We used to have multiple SOAs and schedule arrangements, and now we're looking at bringing most of those arrangements back together and having a single arrangement. The new panels, the new arrangements will be based on performance, flexibility, and the ability to add and remove contractors. And supply performance will play a key. And we'll also have a lot more structured engagement of suppliers. Established within SEQ a tiered panel arrangement by zone and service type. Delivers that it will deliver overall value for money and supports the development of regional capability and capacity. It should also ensure competitive local suppliers are afforded a full, fair, reasonable opportunity to bid for that sort of work. Selecting contractors who meet workplace health and safety and statutory requirements with a focus on zero harm. Demonstrate capability and capacity to undertake the works in a professional and timely manner. Optimise client satisfaction. Ensure all our clients are satisfied with the work that they are doing. Support the industry, capability development through the engagement of apprentices, and comply with BAS requirements to implement more efficient process to support innovation. In SEQ, we had a spend of $82 million in the facilities maintenance field, with plumbing taking up the maximum of $17 million, electrical $14 million, building $17 million, carpentry $9 million, $4 million for both arboriculture and refrigeration, $3 million for roofing, flooring, painting, $2 million each for glazing yard, locksmiths, metalwork, pest control and concrete were $1 million each. The new arrangement overview. Future supply arrangements will promote more and even distribution of work orders supported by a supply performance management framework, simplified procedures for unplanned maintenance and minor upgrade works, reducing red tape, better visibility through our processes, more distribution of unplanned requests, and simplify the minor upgrade work process that we already have in place. Distribution of work by service type. Unplanned work orders will be distributed evenly through panel members. Tier 1 will get most of the majority of the work, with Tier 2 and Tier 3 being supporters. The opportunity of Tier 1 and Tier 2 to also be able to be a panel for us to engage for request for quote pricing on minor planned works. We have a KPI framework around this process, looking at financial, operational and workplace health and safety issues. The financial side of it is in relation to making sure that what we require on our invoicing is adhered to. So if we're asking for field release orders or work order numbers and correct idea of what the work is, that's what we expect to be put on there by the contractors. Operational, making sure that meet with the time constraints that are applicable to that work. If it's an IU&P, 1 hour, 4 hour, whatever like that, that the work is done. And if it doesn't, if you don't comply with that, the framework that we have in play will be able to be seen, and that's where we can move contractors from Tier 1, drop down into Tier 2, and Tier 2 contractors move up on a performance issue. Future panel composition, responsive work, Tier 1, more even distribution of work. Tier 2, backup for the responsive or responsive work. Planned work will be able to utilise both Tier 1 and Tier 2, as I said previously. Tier 3, mainly used for emergency disaster recovery work, or when Tier 1 or Tier 2 is unavailable to do the works. As just stated there, with this model here, it just shows the suppliers A, B, C and D. They've all declined the work, so we go to the next tier panel, and then it just shows the outline of that we can actually go to the Tier 3 if we actually have to do the works. Planned work, request for price, similar to what we have in BAS already for a quick quote process. We'll utilise that process, but utilising the tier contractors that we've already evaluated. New arrangements. The new panel structure will focus on value for money and delivering better business outcomes. Rate competitiveness based on hourly rates, one of the key criteria for the panel, and establishing benchmarks for common tasks that we use for our clients. We'll have regular supplier performance reviews. We'll have them probably 6 monthly as a contract administration area, and encourage further conversations to include the contractors in a partnership with BAS through this process. Streamline specifications for all the trade types that we have, for agency-specific specifications, and we'll have links to external tables. Ability to include and remove contractors from panels based on performance and optional needs. So if our demand is higher, we're able to add further contractors to these panels, and if demand is less, then we'll actually drop those contractors to the levels that we require. Performance will be measured on results that will guide the routine performance management review meetings and panel positioning. Adherence to agreed hourly rates, invoicing completeness, invoice timeliness. If we ask in the documentation for the invoices to be supplied within a specific time, that's one of the KPIs that we'll be looking for under our financial management. Invoicing, web portals, all of those are something else that will require to be done. Under the operational performance, we'll look for work completion, quality. There's no point getting there, getting out in an hour and finding that the quality of the work is not up to either BAS standard or our client. We need to ensure that we, in relation to our minor upgrades, that we meet the completion times that the client and the operational staff of BAS have outlined. Client satisfaction. If we do not have a satisfied client at the end of the process, our demand drops. So we've got to try and improve our client satisfaction levels by this process and increase demand to allow people to build their businesses. Response times, as I said earlier, make sure that whatever response time is requested by you, for you to uphold, that you get that work done. There's no point saying to us, we ring or send through a job for an hour response time and you're an hour and a half away, because you know you can't make it. There's no point accepting it. Innovation and continuous improvement. If you have innovation ideas that you'd like to put through as part of your presentation or your offer, we are quite happy to review those ideas, commercial and in confidence. Responsive acceptance rates, making sure that you actually put on the invoices and so forth exactly what you actually have done. Don't put 5 hours when you've done 3 hours work and so forth like that, and at the correct rates. These things help us with our work order reconciliation, and it also helps to improve the client and BAS relationships. Workplace health and safety, make safe, extremely important, and compliance with all other workplace health and safety requirements. New arrangements, ITO documentation. The ITO for unplanned maintenance and minor upgrades has a guide to offerers, an ITO which includes specifications, standing offer conditions, conditions of offer, offer response worksheets, which include qualitative and quantitative response documents, clarification sheets, system instructions, and so forth. For the offer response workbook, if you're a glazing company and you click on that's the content that you want to put in for the offer, if you click on that particular area, it will guide you through that path. And it'll grey out the other areas of contract areas that you don't want to be involved with. There are linkages that will occur for, I think it's YouTube, to allow contractors to upload YouTube, and it'll be attached to the ITO so you can see how you can actually go through and complete the workbook for your offer. It's in Excel format. Why that is it allows us to be able to have the good electronic submissions, and also when we come to the evaluation process, it allowed us to drop all of that information into our evaluation. Where from here, we've issued the forward procurement schedule via the Q Tender site. We're having industry briefings and consultation, as this is one of those. 23rd of September is the day that we expect to be able to put our ITO onto the Q Tender site, giving 4 weeks to tender close, evaluate the responses in October, November, with supplier feedback and award, and have the contract management meetings and move forward with the tender. E-tender is getting easier and easier to use and more mobile. Q-Tender app was launched in February. If you don't have it, as a contractor, I suggest that you do get it. Gives you great opportunity through the iStore and Google Play to be able to keep on top of any business work that comes from government. Visit the Q-Tenders website. Is another good source of information. And for application or offer support, there is a phone number there, 54312228, which is my number. My preferred method of engagement in relation to this would be through the email system that I think everybody's got a copy of that on there. And please note, between the Q in SEQ and the T is an underscore. So if you're not getting through, that would be the reason why. I'll endeavour to get back to you promptly. The reason why I prefer that, the emailing of that, is because I am out and about a fair bit, and I'll always be able to get to my emails and give an answer. Stay up to date. There's other aspects in our web page, right-hand side, that you should be able to, as contractors, be able to have a look at and identify other sources of work, or at least get some better procurement guidelines and stuff like that. That would be that will help you, in your quest for government works.